And the sun is peeking its head out. We are having a beautiful Saturday morning here at a Moment of Harmony. Welcome, 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 welcome. Welcome to a Moment of Harmony. We are here at our regularly scheduled time on Saturday. We're about 12 minutes behind. You know how it goes. Mommy Mercy, a little bit of shenanigans, little weekend morning shenanigans, getting everybody together, being able to get myself into a place of solitude and peace and quiet so that we can have a moment. I'm so grateful as always to be able to share a moment with you all. Thank you for being here. And thank you for being a part of my moments. Thank you for allowing me to share moments with you. And I'm always honored to be a part of your self-care routine. Thank you so much for tuning in, being consistent, being great, growing within yourself. Let's grow out of it. I'm so very grateful for you. We are in a reflection series. We're actually at episode number 27 of the series we're in, which is a reflection series. We've been looking back at it. We are in episode 27, which puts us about 6 weeks away from our which puts us about 6 weeks away from summing up or wrapping up the series we're in, which is a reflection series, a Sankofa series. So we are about 6 weeks away from that. We have a little bit more reflecting to do. We've been looking back intentionally, divinely, powerfully, going back over our journey, reflecting over our development in order to move ourselves forward. And we are going to be moving forward. I'm ready to announce, drum roll please, our next series. We've had a number of series. We've gone from a affirmation series, a matter of moment series, declaration series. We're currently in a reflection series. We had a magnifying moment series. We had a praise break. We've done a lot of work. Beautiful morning, my beautiful bestie. I love you. Miss you so much. We've had a number of series. We are going to be concluding this series in 6 weeks, 6 weeks away from 33 weeks, and we will be moving into a meiotic moment series. We're going to go through all 42 principles or laws of Mayat, and we're going to be going through it in a very practical, very much character building, being your greatest self, being present within yourself type of way. So the very next series that you'll be graduating to once you graduate from here, thank you, Booby. Once you graduate from here in 6 short weeks, get my words together, 6 short weeks, we will be graduating to a Meiotic Moments series. And I am so excited. I've been doing a great deal of spiritual work. I've been doing so much study. I've been looking into this so much. I actually, in the beginning, wanted to start out with the 42 laws of Mayat. And I just felt like, whew, what a big job to take on. But I am ready. Your girl's ready for us to do 42 weeks of that. So that's where we're going next. Congratulations and kudos to you. Big ups to you. Thank you, Booby. Big ups to you all for getting as far as you are, going as far as we're going to go, and putting in all the work to grow where we need to grow to. We are in a reflection series, and today's series is entitled Reflect on the Mindset. Today's series, today's episode, today's healing session is entitled Reflect on the Mindset. It's going to be a big one, guys. I have done so much work preparing for today's show because a lot of what we're going to express is so important to me, not only for myself, but for those that I've been assisting, those that I've been a part of their journey and their healing journey. And as we're coming up on the last kind of weeks, per se, of a reflection series, I want to make sure that we've thoroughly gone through everything at every angle and at the intensity and at the rate that I feel like we can optimally go through. And I was like, you know what? That mindset is a new one. That mindset is a different one. That mindset is a deep one. So it's going to be a heck of a show today for all those that always are messaging me like, Mama Harmony, I'm trying to take notes. Slow down. Mama Harmony, good morning. Blessings. This is a notepad episode. We're going to get all into it. Ashe. Thank you so much for your subscriptions and tuning in. Thank you for the live chat. The live chat is always jumping and representing. I'm so very grateful for you always. Sending love to you. A lot of times when I'm watching the playback, the chat doesn't show up on the playback. It's only real in live time. And I'm always talking to my live chatters because the energy is real. Thank you. And I always look crazy later on because like no one knows who I'm talking to or what I'm responding to. But there are people coming through saying really beautiful things, giving great energy, and are ready to have a moment. Thank you so much, Dakota Wright. I'm so very grateful for you. So we are getting into our healing session for today. Reflect on the mindset. We have been reflecting and looking back at it, and we're going to go into that today. So listen, it's my office chair. My office chair has this thing at the bottom of it, like a little ring. And I keep on accidentally kicking it because, I'm just moving too much. And it keeps making that sound. So have mercy. Mommy mercy again. But yes, let's get into our moment. That's what we came here for. If you live in Baltimore City or the DMV area, it is a beautiful Saturday morning. The sun is like bursting through. It kind of looked like it was going to be all gray and gloomy, but the sun was like, gotcha. I'm here. I believe spring is here to stay now for right now. So listen, we're going to be glorious, and the melanin that's popping through, that's popping because of the sunshine that's shining, okay? And we're going to make sure that we have an extraordinary moment today. Again, as we are reflecting, Ashe. Again, as we are reflecting, and in today's healing session, reflect on the mindset. This is where the episode, today's episode is really birthed. I'm going to start at where it was birthed from, and then we're going to work through my 3 points that we always do. And we're going to get to the conclusion of having another tool and another perspective when it comes to reflecting, looking back over where we've gone, looking back over our journey, really wanting to put forth great intention into becoming our greatest and better self and doing the work on self. Often said, often repeated, often regurgitated, often misunderstood and misrepresented, right? How do I do the work? Often just given up on, because what does that even look like? Here at A Moment of Harmony, we're making our work practical. We're making our healing real. We're moving forward in our day to day and taking it one moment at a time. Okay. Reflect on the mindset. I had a dream last night. Came in here standing like came in here sounding like a Mr. King, Reverend King. But no, seriously, I had a dream last night. And for those of that know me, I'm always having dreams, very detailed, a lot of dreams, right? And they stay with me. I have a number of them, but there was one very profound. I had about 3 dreams last night. Thank you so much, Mr. Dakota, right? Or Mrs. Dakota. I'm so sorry if I don't know which one, but you are just saying some really wonderful things, and thank you so much. And thank you for sharing yourself. You really are being very vulnerable right now. We're very grateful. Thank you. But I had a dream last night, and one stood out to me very particularly, and it really aided and moved in the direction that I wanted to go into today. So I'm going to share that with you, okay? Now, I had a dream last night that I went back in time. I went to be a part of an event that I would have gone to in the past. And for many of you that know, my work comes from, the work that I do now comes from a very long period, 15, 16 years of being a community advocate and working for those right here in Tubman City, and just putting forth great efforts to empower and uplift those of us that really need it the most, those at-risk communities, those people of color, those types of just really empowering us and healing us and putting us back together. So you would imagine that my socializing or my networking or me being in the community would be like a great deal, right? And a lot of being in the public. In this dream, I was in a familiar scene. Where I am at a public event and I am working with individuals and I am moving through, and it is just very much a part of, what I was going through. But here's the thing. I was in a scene of a dream. I was in a space as myself now, in that space. I was the only one that was aware that this was a past situation I was in. This was a past experience. Meaning that when I walked into the area, I was in a big gymnasium and there was an event going on and we were setting up for it and we were doing, I was the only one that was aware that I was who I am now, today. And that everything that I was seeing was not current. It wasn't present. It was pre any of the changes or exchanges that I've made since then. And I go into the gymnasium and everything is all so familiar to me. The joke and the laugh and the socializing, the everything. But the weird thing is people are looking different to me, right? Different hairstyles, right? Hairstyles that I know people used to have, don't have. People that may have lost weight now and where their weight back there. It just was like, as I'm walking through, I'm noticing that I'm in the past. That's what I'm saying. I noticed like, oh my God, people, the way you forgot them, or just being, all of that to say is I realized I was in the past. But I knew everything I knew now. I had all of my experiences with me still. I was very much cognizant that this is different. This is different. I'm walking through and all of my interactions are like strange because it's like people coming up to me or talking to me or asking me things. But mind you, we're in a space and time where certain situations haven't happened yet with these people where they may not know that we're not on the same page anymore. Or they may not know that we aren't as close as we once were. Or they may not know that the future hasn't happened for them yet. I know this sounds weird, y'all. Stay with me. I'm going somewhere, I promise. And I'm walking with my best friend. I see her and I'm excited. And I want to, and that's why I'm glad the bestie got on the line. My best friend and I want to tell her, like, girl, do you know where we are right now? You know what's happening? Because me and my best friend have journeyed together and a lot of our journeys have still stayed connected. So a lot of the experiences that I'm talking about, she's very much aware of. So I'm like, girl, look how, there's some things, right? But I'm like, I'm just freaking out. But as I go to talk to her, I kind of realize she also is in that mindset. She's in that time frame. Right? That I really realize that I'm the only one that knows what I know from my current state of reality and have somehow ventured into this, this space. So I'm trying to talk to her and I see she's looking at, and I was confused because in real life, my best friend does this thing. Look, you're on the line. I'm about to tell you business. In real life, my best friend knows that I'm strange. This is why she's my bestie, okay? She's the only one that has as much grace on my weirdness as she does. She knows I'm weird and I say weird and I think weird things. And my bestie will give me a look like, okay, boo. She'll be all supportive. She don't know what I'm talking about half the time. She know I am out there sometimes, but her heart is so big. So in the dream, I'm getting ready to tell her like, look, girl, can you believe such and such is saying and doing, like, because we know that they done showed themselves later in life. And I'm like, do you look at how they, relax? It's the way I'm reacting to everyone that's making her kind of be like, girl, you okay? And I'm kind of being like, listen, we've been here, we done this. But there's a look that she gives me that lets me know she is supporting me, but she don't know what I'm talking about, right? So I was like, that's when I realized my bestie is also in this time frame. And then, so I'm just like tripping out. I'm laughing and I'm thinking and I'm like, wow, man, look at, I was not myself in a position that I've been in before. But it made me look at the people different. It made me look at the experience. Thank you, Booby. It made me look at the experiences differently. And then this was the biggest icing on the cake. I'm going to venture around. Me and my bestie, we break off. She's doing her own thing. And I'm tripping, right? I'm tripping off the people who I know how their lives change later on, the things that they may be saying or doing now, and how it's gonna be so contrary later on. It was a weird dream, but it was very insightful, right? And then I'm ready to go, right? I'm at the point where I'm like, child, I'm ready to get up out of here. I can't do this anymore. This is crazy. I know all of this stuff, all the shenanigans that are happening. And also just feelings of endearment, all types of feelings. I go look for my best friend, and she's in a I guess like a vestibule, if you will, or an entrance way, maybe to the gymnasium, that's kind of closed off, and she's being comforted by an older woman. She's crying. My sister, I call her my sister, but my best friend, she's upset about something that she saw. Like, there was these books being passed out, and there was some pictures of us, and she was upset about something, some way we had been placed in this picture. Y'all bear with me. But she was upset. And when I walked in on her, and the mama was saying, like, and I'm like, what's wrong? She hands me like this magazine or what have you. Apparently someone had done an article on us and the organization that we were a part of, and she wanted me to see the article, and it made her upset. Something that she had seen, in some way they had portrayed her. And I looked at it, and I just was like, it was like I empathized with her in that moment, that she was sad. But I also looked at her like, boo, none of this matters in minutes. Like, literally, you got about another year. You won't give a care about. But it was just like the mindset, right? It was where I was in the dream, that she was so upset. And I just was like, boo, you won't even this. You don't care about this. And she's crying, right? She's like, what do you mean I don't care about this? And I'm just like, boy, you don't care about this. Trust me, you don't care about this. Like, this is not what you take from here. This is not what you'll keep from this experience. This is not what will stay with you when you grow. This part won't. And she was kind of, like, giving me the you be tripping look. But it was, when I woke up, I couldn't stop thinking. I couldn't stop thinking. I often am a victim of that. And I was just like, okay, I know what the moment is today, right? Scratch my moment planned. This is the moment. My moment is on the mindset. And we are going to go into that today, because being in a position where I was cognizant of how things work out, I was aware of how things change. I was aware of what is important and what isn't. And being in a space where you do not yet know, and what you have is the present situation you're in, and how you can miscalculate what matters. How you can misappropriate or misdirect your attention. Because if I had not been to the reality of my future in this dream, I too would be in a space of worry and sadness and fear that my best friend was in the dream. And she's looking at me like, why are you laughing about this? Why are you so okay with this? Because I was just like, this is our reality now. But it is a small fracture of where we're going. It is but a moment in the history of time of what we are created to do and become. We are only supposed to we will only take the lessons. We won't take the shenanigans. We won't take the upset, the disappointments. These things won't come with us. They won't stay with us for long. We have somewhere to go. This is not going with us. I know it feels like it right now. I know it seems like it right now. It's hard to see around it right now. And so now I am so very ashe, right? And now when I hear Reverend Dr. King say, I've been to the promised land, now I'm kind of like, wait a minute. Trust me, my dream wasn't a Martin Luther King dream, okay? And my promise where I've been wasn't the place where he's necessarily talking to. I'm not trying to put myself right there with Reverend Dr. King. What I'm saying is I understand differently when we are reflecting and looking back on where we are and how to look forward on where we want to be, how to move forward on where we are to be, how to have faith in our mission, how to have faith in our manifestation, how to be present in where we are, but only present in the way that is conducive to where we're going. Not stuck and not startled, right? We're not in the past and we're not afraid of the future, but we are in a place of understanding. We're in a place of peace. We're in a place of receptivity. We're in a place of reality. We know what's big and we know what's little. I'm talking about in time of creation and force and supreme being and in space of time and understanding and growth and development. We know what matters. We know what doesn't. We understand that time is a healer. We understand that time is a revealer. We understand that time, listen, we understand the phenomenon of time and space and creation. And we're not so stuck in one time that we are not at all connected to another. Whether that, again, be the past or be the future. So I was thinking very differently when Reverend Dr. King said, I've been to the promised land. He's not the only one. Malcolm X, the Honorable Malcolm X, did the same thing, predicted that he may not see, he may not live, but he has a vision. He's talking about vision. We're talking about tomorrow. We're talking about outgrowing. We're talking about learning. We're talking about the point. The point of it all is to reach the supreme state of being. The point of it all is to reach your highest level of self. But we will behave in the present as if we are not ever going to be that person. As if that is not ever going to be our reality. Peace, King. So happy to see you. That this will not ever be where we're going. So I was like, listen. In this dream, the only thing that was holding my bestie, I knew the creator used you, okay? So I got to use you all throughout the set, okay? The only thing that was holding her to the pain she was in was the lack of knowledge she had of what she would become. I'm going to say that again. The only thing that was holding her in the pain, in the situation she was in, was that she had not yet known she was going to be who she was going to be in the future. Listen, when we go back and we Sankofa, when we reflect, do it from a place of righteousness. Do it from a place of royalty. Do it from a place of regality. Do not go back to where you were as you were. That's what I'm saying. When you're learning in order to move forward, go back to where you were as the person you are becoming and the person you need to be. This is how you grow out of that situation. There are some places right now that you are down on yourself, doubting yourself, about to give up on yourself, about to lose faith in yourself, about to accept something lower than your standard because you don't know how great you'll be one day soon. You don't know the calling completely on your life. You've got a glimpse of it and you maybe. And I was looking in this dream, I'm looking at my best friend like, girl, if you don't put this, we don't care about this. We don't care about this. In the future, we move mountains. In the future, we create life. In the future, we speak healing. We're not worried about this. What someone is saying or what someone is doing or what, come on, this is the only thing I just wanted to tell her. Do you know who we become? Come on. Do you know who we become, boo? Do you know who we'll be one day? The women will look up and be one day. This doesn't matter. This won't matter. And here it is. When I say, oh, wow, that's so cool. When we get to the point and we're looking back, this is what I want us to be able to, this is what I want us to be able to focus on. I want us to reflect on the mindset. When you're going back, I don't want you to get caught up in the circumstance. I don't want you to get caught up in the situation. I don't want you to get caught up in what they said, what they did, how you felt per se. I want you to get into where your mindset was and the mindset of others. And I want you to be able to acknowledge that what grew you, what changed you, what helped you, what delivered you was the changing of your mindset. Because here I was in this dream in a place I've been before. I was familiar. And in a familiar place, I didn't feel like myself. I was very unfamiliar to myself. But I looked the same. I sound the same. I was greeted by everyone in the same Mama Harmony, Hotep, peace, how you doing? We need you to do this. Can you do that? People came up to me in a familiar way. And I was not myself in a place I've been before. And the reason was my understanding of where I am now. It was my mindset. Even in talking to my best friend, I was reminded that I was the only one that knew about 2024 when I was operating in 2014. And because I had this mindset, I could not show up there the way that I did before. A lot of times when we go back into our traumas and our pains and our history, we become who we were there. That time you were being abused, that time you were being violated, that time you were being isolated, that time you were being caged, that time you were stuck. You go back in that mindset as that person as if you don't know who you are. I couldn't be Harmony in 2004 because I know everything that happened from 2014 to 2024. I could only giggle and laugh. I could only smirk and smile. But when I realized, no, I'm just like, are they asking me to, am I being asked to do this? The mindset, the growth. So let's reflect on the mindset, okay? I'm going to take you through 3 types of set. We're using S-E-T. 3 types of set when it comes to mindset. We're talking about a set like a scene, your mind scene. We're going to talk about set like being stuck, like you're being stuck, like set. And we're going to talk about set like the Egyptian deity Set, your scars, right? Your mind scars. So your mind scenes, your mind stuck, and your mind scars. We're going into the mindsets, right? The mindset that keeps us. Mind you, in my dream, the only reason my bestie cared about where she was because she was in the 2014 scene I was in. But I knew that if she knew what happens in 2024, if she knew about 2023, she would laugh at this situation the same way I did. So where I am right now is mindset, right? The only thing that made her sad, the only thing that broke her down, the only thing that kept her spirit was the mindset she was in for that time frame. It's the only thing that made us different in the dream. The reason I laughed at what she cried at. Okay? The only reason that I shrugged off what stressed her. Okay? Mindset. Here we go. Mindset. Okay. The first part we're going to go into, the first mindset that I want us to appropriately analyze and evaluate is the mindset, S-E-T, like a scene in a movie or a play or a sitcom. Quiet on the set. the set of a movie, right? The set of something that's being directed. When we look at mindset, I want us to be able to look at things that have been pre-orchestrated for us. A script that has been written for us, something that has been set up for us, a set, a scene in a movie that we are acting and that we are being a part of. Again, I want us to think of, I know the first one that comes to my mind is Martin. Like, that's one of my favorite sets. Don't ask me why. But Martin, The Cosby Show, all of us, when we think about these shows, we can think about the living room, we can think about a scene, we can think about the set. When we think about mindset, I want us to think about the scene in our mind that we're living in, the scene in our mind that we're operating out of, the scene in our mind that has been preset for us, that has been arranged for us, that we are operating out of. When we go back to reflect on our trauma, when we go back to reflect on our pain, when we're trying to grow ourselves into another reality, we have to consider the mindset. And in this case, what is the set I'm in? Many of us have mindsets for myself. There's a script for a single mother. There's a script for a widow. There's a script for an ex-con. There's a script for someone that is an orphan. There's a script out there and a storyline that has been written about your reality and your destiny. And a lot of us fall in to the scene we walk in onto a stage of a scene that has been set for us. And we operate out of the set, the scene in your mind. A lot of the scenes in our minds have been placed by those people that raised us, by the environments that developed us, by the places that we've been or what we've been exposed to. And we are in the thinking that we are operating as self. We are just going along throughout life in the cards that were given to us, and not in understanding that the cards that were dealt to you were put here in a scene. The cards that were dealt to you are a script that was written for you. It was written by societal structures. It was written by the dysfunction of your family and your parents and your grandparents. It was written by the barriers and traps of tradition and lack of culture. It was written where you would be. And a lot of times we get into a mind scene. Same script, different cast. My mother was a single mother. She raised 3 single mothers who at some point in their lives all were single mothers. Majority of raising our children we spent as single mothers. I'm talking about a mind scene. I'm not saying she's responsible. I'm not saying that it's her. I'm not putting that on anyone, but I'm talking about you as yourself. You take a responsibility within yourself, being able to tap in and say, what is the scene that I'm set in my mind, my mindset? What is the scene that I'm working for? I'm talking about patterns that you end up in, and you're trying to figure out, why am I here again? Listen, I'm in that place right now. Undoing the patterns. How come this is a new cast, new job, new person, new year, new house, new car? It's new, but it's familiar. I'm about to say, what's it? Whitney and Deborah Cox. Same script, different cast. I'm realizing that I have a mind scene that I've subscribed to, that I rely on, that I believe in, that I contribute to, with my lack of boundaries, with my lack of standards, with my lack of growth, with my lack of discipline. There is a scene that I contribute to, that I am continuously recreating and being a part of in my life. I want to go deeper than looking. When I go back to why were you there? Why did you indulge? Why did you allow? Why did you participate? Why did you lower? Why did you stop? Why didn't you? Because I need to go back to where my scene, what was the scene in my mind that I was operating out of, that I am still seeing today, that I am seeing parts of it today. My mindset, the set in my mind, quiet on the set. Lights, camera, action. Harmony and Love and Relationships, Part 2. Harmony and Finances and Familyhood and Single Motherhood, Scene 3. It is time for me to reevaluate the mind scene. What am I seeing for myself and believing myself for? I say one thing. I can say, oh, I deserve better. I'll have better. I'll create better. And then there are some things I will change. But when I get back in a space, when I know I should be different, when I know that I'm in a place I've been before, and I'm behaving as a person I was before, I must be stuck in a scene. I must be following the script. I came out on a set that was pre-positioned for me, and I moved through the script as expected. Instead of coming into a place I've been before as a new person and understanding exactly where I do and don't belong. When I walked through this dream, I knew this was a joke. I walked through it like it was a joke. What is happening? People saying what they saying, preaching what they preaching, saying. I'm just like, come on now. I was a new person in a familiar place. What we do when we're going back and when we're trying to grow is that we become the same person in an old space. Oh, you're doing it again. You're doing it again. You're giving up on yourself again. You're looking down on yourself again. You're lowering your standards again. You're weakening your boundaries again. You're swallowing your pride again. You're shutting your voice down again. You're in a mind scene. You are walking onto a set and you are going with the script you were given. I'm saying we are reflecting on the mindset. Let's change this scene. Let's change my scene. Because I have a vision and you're trying to keep me tied to a scene. I have a purpose and you want me to stay stuck in a pattern. It's the mindset that is escaping me. Here's the second mindset that I want us to look into when we talk about healing, growing, and becoming. The mindset is the second set, which is stuck, like someone who is set in their ways. Set, something that is not moving forward, something that has arrived, something that is stable, something that is concrete. Set, stuck. I set down this purse. I set it down. Or sat, I guess you would say sat. But set, will stick to set in their ways. Someone who is set in their ways, or it was set in stone. We're talking about something being stuck. There are times when we are analyzing our mindset and we are not looking at where we are mind stuck. Where is your mind stuck? You're moving forward. You're attempting change. You want to grow. You want to become. You're ready for your next level. You're tired of less than. You're tired of less than. You're tired of a life that you know is below you, beneath you. You know who you are. Remember in my dream, I said, boo, you only are so upset right now. Upset. You're only so upset right now because you don't know who we become. You don't know that we wake up one day free within self. We wake up one day with knowledge and understanding of self. We wake up in true ownership of our anointing. One day, we are in our 40s. Or close to. You know what I'm saying? We ain't 20 forever, boo. We aren't lost forever, boo. We aren't afraid forever. We aren't seeking forever. We aren't trying forever. One day, we wake up as the ish. So we're not worried about this. But here's the thing. It's hard when you have the vision of I know what I'll become. I know, or at least I know what I'm working towards. I have the vision of what I deserve. My body deserves to be fit and healthy and strong. My finances deserve to be stable. I deserve stable and sufficient overflow. I know, I'm not that type of girl. I understand that I am the type of woman that should be the center of the universe because I'm going to create life over and over and over every day in any man's life. I know what I deserve. But then, what is it? Where is it? If that's where you're going, when you start to revisit a pattern, somewhere you're stuck. Where is your mind stuck? I understand where your vision is. I understand where your focus is, but your mind is set somewhere. And I know it is because when you're faced with a new reality from an old lesson, you take an old route. You're stuck somewhere. When you're faced with a new opportunity that will require a graduation or a sacrifice or a development or a becoming of self, you take a familiar path. Where is your mind stuck? Your mind is stuck where? On the playground with the bullies? And I can't do it. Your mind is stuck on the purpose, the person or the people that exploited you, that made you feel less than or unimportant. Listen, I have a very important future ahead of me. I have a very divine mission within me. But I have people who have made me feel like I am not important, and I'm facing new opportunities as an unimportant person. I have had people that made me feel like I can't do it. I've had circumstances that made me feel like I'm not good enough. I'm not strong enough. I'm not worthy. And now I'm facing new year, a new summer, a new project as an unworthy being, as an uncertain, unsure. Where is your mind stuck? Where is your mind stuck? When those of us that say, I'm trying the best I can, I'm working as hard as I can, I'm moving as much as I can, I want to grow. I want my life to change. I don't want to be stuck in this trauma. I don't want to be stuck in this pain. I am tired of this merry-go-round. I know how this carousel goes. Well, you have everything in you to step clean off this merry-go-round, to step clean off this hamster wheel, to step clean off this treadmill and walk to your future. But something is keeping you where you are. Where is your mind set? Where is your mind stuck? What is set in your spirit that we need to release? What is set? What has been engraved? See, we act like as we grow and we heal, that trauma doesn't stay with us still. And it does. You can learn. What if I told you that you can learn a level of self? Graduate within a level of self, meaning I no longer smoke or drink, or I no longer curse or, deceive. I am a better person. I don't eat meat. I don't process my hair. I have all these things that I've grown into becoming a better person. But what if I tell you that you can heal a level and still have trauma and work to do? The problem is we get to a place where we think we've outgrown that broken child, that broken adolescent, that broken first marriage, that broken first attempt, that failed dream. We think like, I'm better now. I don't drink all night. I don't waste away my life. I was in a dark space and I'm out. Listen, I feel like I've arrived. I'm better. And then you realize that while you know better, you still haven't grown better. Well, how do I know I haven't grown better? Because here I am with a new journey. I done opened up a new chapter for myself, and I can't move forward in it. Our history is repeating itself. The lessons that I thought I learned are coming back to me, and I have not been who I need to be in this new season. Where is it that my mind is stuck? Where is it that my mind is stuck? It's still stuck at if I'll stand up for myself, I'll be alone. It's still stuck that if I say what will hurt others, then I'll feel bad and I won't get what I need. It's still stuck in that what I need doesn't matter. Come on. My mind is still set. The lesson that I learned that I wasn't worthy is still somewhere inside of me. Me and I have a small group of ladies that read every week at a reading circle. We're reading Jada Pinkett's Worthy. And there's a part in the book last night we were discussing where she said, you pick up things. I'm paraphrasing because I don't have the book just right here with me. But she talks about picking up things when you're in a dark space. It was very profound to me. When you're in a dark space, she says, sometimes we have to be who we're not in order to get to who we are. And there are things that we have to unteach ourselves from being in a dark space. And I thought it was so profound. Because a lot of times we feel like once we've come out of one season to the next, once we're no longer that broken, lonely child, once we're no longer that violated and disappointed adolescent, once we're no longer this, whoever it is we didn't want to be anymore, and we've grown into the next person. Once we come out of a season, once we come out of a dark space, we don't realize that whilst in the dark space, there were things we learned about ourselves and about life in order to survive in a dark space that we don't need in a high space, and that we must go unlearn what we learned in the shadow period. What we learned in a dark season, what we learned in a basement, for me, literally and figuratively, right? What we've learned at the bottom. We don't understand that getting to the top doesn't make what you learned disappear. Your mindset. Getting the husband doesn't make what you learned and the disappointments and the violations that you suffered as a single woman or a single man, it doesn't make that trauma disappear. Getting the degree or the diploma doesn't make the trials and tribulations of the work and the process disappear. When you arrive, you have to unteach. You have to unlearn. You have to reevaluate, where was your mindset? Because while I'm still going after my future with the traumas of the past, and look at me being set in my ways. Look at me, this trauma and this pain and disruption being set in stone. Reflect on your mindset. reflect on your mindset. When concrete is wet and you put an imprint in concrete while it's wet, what happens once it dries? What happens once it dries? It is set. There are time periods in your life where you were vulnerable, where you were open, where you were fractured, and you were wet. What the old people say, wet behind the ears. You were wet. And there were imprints made on you by whatever was around you during the most vulnerable times of your life. Those things are set. If I take a sidewalk and I write a message in this wet cement that says unworthy, it's just an example, praise. Thank you, thank you. If I take the wet cement and I write unworthy, and then it dries, and then it's stuck, but then I build a house on top of that cement, a beautiful house, a strong house, a fabulous shelter for me and my family, does it not still say unworthy on the concrete under the beautiful house? Where are you stuck? Where is your mind stuck? The reason why people always say, I keep hearing people over and over again with celebrities, oh, I can't believe Diddy, and I can't believe this person, and oh, you know, Sierra, and da-da-da-da-da. And they think that, oh, these people have money, and these people have power, and these people have respect, and look at them still violating people, peeing on people, being destructive, wasting away money, low vibration. They're not living the good life. Spiritual life. They're not vibrating higher. They're vibrating lower. And people are so confused. And it's because it doesn't matter where your physical is if you're set and you're stuck somewhere mentally. Because then all you are is a fatherless boy in a man's life. All you are then is a broken girl in the life of this fabulous, successful woman. But have you gone back when the feelings repeat themselves? We talked about that a lot too in our reading circle. We talked a lot about thank you so much, boo. We talk a lot about Jada and her successes and the beauty of her life and family, the ideal, you know, the children and the husband and the work, and still being at a place where she wants to drive her car off a cliff at 40 years old, 40 something years old. But everything you went after and all your successes and everything you wanted, because listen, it doesn't matter if my life is moving, but my mind is set. It doesn't matter if my life is moving, if my mind is set. I'm not present with the blessings. I'm not here with the victory. I'm not here with the testimony. I'm not acting in the anointing because my mind is set on where I was broken. I still believe I'm unworthy. All the accolades, all the awards, all the gifts, new season, new number, who this? I still am set on what I do and don't deserve. I still am set. My mind is stuck in the you won't ever be. My mind is stuck in the you're not worthy, you're not great enough. I have to go back into my mindset. Harmony, where did you learn that you didn't deserve? Where was it that you were afraid? Where did you first lose your voice? Where did you first accept the bare minimal as your regular standard? Your mind is set somewhere. Who said it to you? Who did it to you? Who put that on your spirit? Who put that imprint in your wet concrete under your beautiful house? Go back and unstick your mind. It's time for a new mindset. New mind scene, new set. Redo. I got to go back. I don't even know what the drill is called, but I'm about to go break this concrete up. What's that drill? Go back, break it up, destroy what you put in, what you set in my mind. Mother, father, grandmother, look what you set in my spirit. Get this out of me. Because my life is moving forward. Time is just moving right along. Everything is just where it is in 2024. Everything is here but me. Everything is here but me. My wishes, my dreams, my desires, they're here. I'm not. I'm still caught up on you calling us the pretty one and the smart one. That's what they used to do to me and my sister. I'm set there. I'm stuck there. I'm stuck there. Your mindset, the scene, your mindset where it's stuck. Don't let what dried and became concrete in your life be the point that your feet are stuck in today. Go under that beautiful house. Destroy what's stuck. Destroy what's set in your concrete. Ashe. Right? I know, boob. And doesn't it sticks with you. Oh my gosh. The things that stick with you. Your mindset. The things that set in your mind. Set in their ways. Set in stone. Here's the third one. And we're going to get ready to get out of here because we're getting long in our moment. Okay? The third mindset is set. Now, for those of you who are not, we're using the set of scars. Your mind scars. So we use your mind scene, your mind stuck, and your mind scars. The scars of your mind. This is the mindset I want us to reevaluate next. There is a Kemetic deity by the name of Set. S-E-T. Ashe, thank you, booby. By the name of Set. Set is the deity that rules disorder, chaos, violence, storms, right? Just craziness. Set has a brother named Heru, who is the exact opposite: healing, leadership, growth, development, kingship, right? And they are said to represent the human self, where your higher nature is one of development, one of growth, one of progress, one of confidence, and your lower self is one of disaster, destruction, chaos, confusion. And they say this is where the saying comes from. This is what I've heard in my teachings. The saying comes from of being upset, meaning that your set, the deity set, is higher, at a higher level in operation than it should be. Your lower self is up. Your slip is showing. Your lower self is showing. Your lower self is driving. Your lower self is operating. Set, right? Disorder, chaos, violence, destruction, storms. When we're talking about our mindset, I want us to be able to look back on the chaos of your mind. I want you to be able to look back on the destruction. There are points of your mind where you are that are destructive in nature. They are low vibrational in operation, in energy, in climate. and they are where you are frequently. These are the mind scars. Set is a deity of storms. Set is a deity of distraction. Set represents chaos. There are points and periods in your journey today that are full of chaos. You are confused. You are lost. You have distraction and deception in your spirit because of where your mindset is on your scars. Because of your mind scars. I mean, a reality that you totally are in control of. I control whether or not I talk to this person. I control whether or not I engage in these activities. I control whether or not I take part in these projects or in these entities and experiences at work and career and vocation. I control the type of parent I show up to be. I control the path that I take, whether I am proactive or whether I am complacent. I control those things. But then why am I here? I'm confused about things that I have dominion over. I have dominion over self. This life that I live, called the life of harmony, the book of me, this is my territory. Why am I confused in my territory? Why am I alone in my territory? Why am I distraught in my territory? I can't sleep in my bed. I can't function in my life. I can't talk to my people. I can't effectively influence my children. I can't create my resources. The only thing that's in your way is the mindset. There is chaos set. There's a storm a-brewing set. There is disorder and disalignment set. I am I am not at peace. I am unkept. That's the word. Set. I am unsure. Set. I am in disorder. I have disdain. Set. Your mind scars. It is the scars that keep me from moving in the direction. I'm tired. Do we know that when scar tissue, if you get a scar, a deep one, let's say you get a surgery. You get surgery, you get cut, and you have to heal. Do you know that in order for the scar to heal and come back, that this, and I'm pretty sure you all are aware, that the tissues around the scar have to pull from places further back from where the scar started. They have to pull from places in order to close the wound. And it creates scar tissue. Some people keloid and they can see it on the outside. It creates a major scar tissue, which is a strain on the skin around. Strain on the inside and the tissues around. It creates a knot. Means I don't really heal back the way I was before because of the scar tissue, meaning the energy that's used to heal. Stay with me, y'all. I know we're going over. I told y'all, I warned y'all, we might do that, okay? The energy that it takes to heal, the what it takes to revitalize, to recuperate, where you have to go within yourself to close a wound can be so exhausting. It can be so extenuating. It can be so extensive that you are more traumatized from closing the wound than you are from the wound itself. Scars. I just want us to be able to think about the magnitude that a scar can have on a person. The scars, the magnitude that a scar can have on a spirit, the magnitude that a scar can have on a heart. A lot of us are very mundane and laxy-daisy and and not proactive with the scars that we carry. We aren't careful with them. We aren't cognizant of them. We'll move into someone else's life uncognizant or reckless about the scars. We'll move into another direction without being cognizant of the scars. We'll move forward in our dreams, try to manifest with the weight of a scar. And we aren't understanding that without revisiting your mind scars, you are creating disorder and chaos and violence and storms in your set. With set, in your mind set. I am trying to figure out why it is that I can't graduate from this level. Why it is that I can't become who it is I truly and strongly and deeply desire myself to be. Why it is that I am looking in the mirror and I see my mother or my grandmother or my cousin or the next door neighbor. Why do I see the stories of others in myself, in the mirror today, with all that I've been through and all that I've made it through and all that I've worked towards? Because I am looking at a picture that carries scars I don't tend to. I am looking and I'm confused. Look at you. Your children are adult children. Why are we having these issues? Your job is not a wage, it's a salary. Why are you having these financial issues? You're not dating out here. You're not oh my God, I'm trying to think of what the kids say. But, sneaky linking, hot girl summering. You moving into a marriage. Why do you have these issues? You have scars that you haven't tended to, that are set in your mind scars. See, I'm approaching this new endeavor with scars I haven't tended to. I might vocalize them. Oh, I've been through this. I've been through that. Oh, I have a hard time with that. Or, I don't really do well with that. This is something I'm working through. I may vocalize an issue, but not heal a scar. And not understand that the scar affects my mind set. Look at all the chaos that you're bringing in your life. Look at all the confusion that's keeping you up at night, either making it so you can't eat or you're overeating. Look at all of the distress. Look at the storm. Look at the clouds. The cloud lurking over your beautiful picnic that you laid out so carefully, that you strategically put in place. Brand new picnic, brand new person, healthy food. Look at the storm coming. Because of the scars that you're sitting in a new opportunity with. Old scars, new blessings. Old scars, new plans. Old scars, new endeavors. Old scars, new direction. Old scars. Mind scars. Scars of being rejected, scars of being abandoned, scars of being violated, scars of being betrayed, scars of being treacherous or being tortured. Mind scars, set. Mind chaos, set. Mind trauma, set. The deity of craziness. Craziness. Okay? I want us, as we are going back, as we are moving forward, as we are doing our great diligent work, to be able to reevaluate your mindset. Where was I? Where am I? Where am I going? Where is the place that my mental is in? Not where I physically am, but where is my mental? What is it that I mentally understand? What is the vibration that I mentally exude? What is the place that I operate out of that is controlling what is happening? What is the mind scene that I am playing over and over again that is not working for me? And it's time for me to say, this isn't working for me. It didn't work then, and it doesn't work now. What is the mind stuck? Where am I set in my ways that need to be destroyed so that I can grow? Get some concrete from up top of that rose. I don't want to be the rose that grew from concrete anymore. It was brilliant. Much love to Pac. I understand it. I just want the concrete gone. I want to be the rose that grew from soil, light, and sun like I was supposed to. I want to be unstuck. I want to get rid of the mindsets that I'm stuck in. And then my mindset that is chaotic, the scars. My mindset that is traumatic, the scars. The mindset that is full of pain, full of doubt, that reverses my blessings, that reverses my progress. I want to get rid of those mind scars. You know, the ones where I'm sitting in relation and building with someone, but the scars on my mind keep me from being present where I am. I'm about to destroy some stuff right now because of some scars from back then. I'm about to make some wrong choices, some low vibrational choices, some less than choices, some lack of boundary choices, some lack of self choices. Based on the scars in my mind, I'm about to say something. I'm about to do something. And I'm about to not do something, or I'm about to not say something because of the scars. Set because of the chaos. Set because of the confusion, because I forgot who I am. Because I don't know who I am. I say it. I don't keep in mind mindset. I haven't kept in mind who it is I'm working to be one day. I haven't kept in mind who it is I am going to wake up as one day. I haven't kept in mind who it is I deserve to be one day. Reflect on the mindset, beloved. Reflect on your mindsets. Reflect on where you are, who you are, and where you want to go. And when you look back at it, go back only for exploration. Go back to heal and to deal and move forward for real. Okay? I love you all so very much. Thank you for this extended moment. I look forward to seeing you next week on another Moment of Harmony. Ashe. Thank you so much. I look forward to another Moment of Harmony next week. Listen, take really good care of yourself. And at the very, very least this week, I'm not going to say at the very least, go out your way to take really good care of someone else as well. I love you all so much. Thank you. This has been a phenomenal one, wonderful Moment of Harmony. I am always honored to share with you, and I look forward to another moment next week. Y'all be blessed.